See, we was having this conversation about black men and the power of imagination, thought, and manifestation. And there's been many books written, and people go, they see white folks write these books, and they think that they're saying extraordinary things. The power of the mind and the power of manifestation. I never wrote a book. This stuff comes in me innately. When one day I got still, I got quiet, and I heard the Spirit speak to me. And I understood that the imagination is all power. Everything comes from the power of imagination, the images that pops in your mind. Imagination and thought is not the same.
Right.
Imagination is a precursor to life's coming attraction. This bite, everything. You, literally the physical aspect of what you are, your father imagined you before you was even born, long before you even met your mother. Your mother came and your father met at the allotted time for that imagination to be manifested. And you became a reality.
Right.
We already created. The problem is we don't know our power. The problem is other people know this story and know the power, and they stop you from dreaming. They stop you from manifesting your own reality, so you live vicariously through them. So they feed you stories of trauma, death, pain, and your whole thoughts, all your thoughts is living vicariously through their system. And you never ever use your imagination to, you know the term they say, think out the box? I don't like think out the box. I like see yourself out of the box. See out the box. We are not able to change our realities because we don't see ourselves out of the box that we've been placed in. Because remember, the mind can be manipulated. The mind can be traumatized, but you can't manipulate a traumatized imagination.
You know, it's funny. I was in high school. I was good in art.
Yeah.
And I had scholarship to Temple High School Art and Design. And the funny part about that is, you say imagination. I'm the first one in my family to get on a plane, go to college, because I imagine myself already doing everything, right? I've been in 38 states out the country over 6 times. I've seen, like you say, imagine yourself doing something.
Despite everything that happened in your life.
My pop getting killed by the cops when I was 13. That's the day I began to feel. That's the day I knew how to think. See, once I understood my imagination in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I know how to think now. Thinking is here. Thinking is that warm ass feeling, that warm up inside you.
Right.
And it's already letting your mind know I'm here already. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It ain't nothing. That's the energy. That's the flow. And that's the connection that's going to tell you, yo, that's what you need to do. This is what your mind manifests and telling you.
When did you get to a place where you understood the separation from your thoughts and your imagination?
Oh, shit. Things that I imagine to do, I still imagine. The things I think about doing, I've done. Yeah. So when I'm saying the doing is the thought. The imagination is the continuous dream that I continue to have.
It's a lifelong continuum that never to the point where you could be in shackles, you could be in a dire straits, and people
imagine him see he was locked up.
And people think, oh my God, he's in fear, I'm going to die. And you imagine, you already seeing yourself outside the box. It's to the point where you're like, man, this is already done, man. I'm already at the next phase. It just looks like I'm
Why
here.
do they come up with words like transcendent? Why do they? It's already happening. People know that the physical is not.
So why is it so hard to get black men like us to have these conversations? Because I feel that black men are supremely talented people, but we're conditioned by the ways of the world, and our thoughts is traumatized. So now it's so hard to get brothers just to drop their shoulders and be vulnerable and say, watch this, right? And say, Dad, George, I hear you. Man, I got all this stuff I've been imagining, man, and I never imagined I can do it, though. It's just there. So they living through somebody else's world because they lost their ability to dream. It's kind of, I'll let you go and I'm going to break down the Freddy Krueger effect. But what you about to say?
I was saying, you saying what's so hard for a black man? I'll say this. Most of our melanated self live through a physical form. See, we don't know how to express ourselves through our hands, meaning create something. We can't we can't express our thoughts through what? Verbalization.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have this. It's a skill to verbalize something, to show expression of something.
We only do it through anger and trauma. Yeah, we do
it
through anger and trauma. We do it physically. We have the ability.
We have the
ability, but you know what I noticed? We exercise that ability when we see others do it.
Can I hit you? Go ahead. I'll hit you with something real good. When I was growing up, right, my mom always used to holler at us and beat us and these kids, you know, we right. So one day I grew up like, damn, I want to have kids. I'm not gonna hit my kids. Right? I'm not gonna beat my kids. Me thinking I'm not gonna beat my kids. What am I gonna do if I can't beat my kids? Like I said, I don't want to. What do I have to do now? Whereas though responsibility came in. Responsibility came in. So I'm thinking like, damn, what is responsibility? the ability to respond to my son, not react to my son when he do something. Respond in a manner that's going to push him forward. Responsibility is the ability to respond.
Right.
Most of us melanated people don't have the ability to respond. We react.
Where does that come from? Trauma.
Fear, anger, trauma.
Remember what I said? It comes from operating through the mental, through trauma and past generational curse experiences. Now, what happens is, what they've done in this box is place you in a box with you lost your ability to dream. How do you lose your ability to dream? Well, it's kind of give it to you in the Freddy Krueger movie. I call it the Freddy Krueger effect, right? In the Freddy Krueger movie, he couldn't what? You couldn't go to sleep and drink to the dream world, because when you went to sleep in the dream world, who was there? He was there to kill you. So now, you thought you was being entertained by watching a movie, but they was telling you something. The minute you lose your ability to go to sleep and dream and imagine and manifest from the unseen to the physical world, you live vicariously to those, you die and you live vicariously to those who have the ability to do so. So now, as long as I have the ability to dream and manifest the realities, and you can't, you will always be under me. You will always be subject to me. So now, when you did dream, and you went into the dream world, Freddy was there and he killed you in the physical world. So that means you manifested nothing. So now, what else does that mean? It means when you come around people, you start saying, giving thoughts or giving ideas outside of the conditions, people look at you like, nigga, please.
Like you crazy.
They're gonna look at you like, man.
And again, they do look at you like you're crazy. And people don't understand, right? I've been an Ignell Exotic Entertainer for 16 years. So we talk about the experience. This is the rawest expression of a physical and mental place that I can be. Because people don't realize your first impression and your last is everything that you got.
Yeah.
So I meet people all over the world, every day, millions of people. My first and my last impression is all I could give them. It has to damn near be the perfect.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So what I'm manifesting is my perfect self. Every time that I come out, it's that we can all do that though.
And remember, I'm glad that you said that, because remember, and when you go to sleep and you dream, you are out of limitation. When you understand who you are, you can fly in your dream.
Yeah.
You can be tall in your dream.
Right,
you can have the woman. You can be smart.
Yeah.
You can heal the world in your dream.
Yeah.
Because in the dream world, which is the real world, which is the unseen world, there's no limitations. You are a person that's without limitations. But you manifest yourself into the physical world to experience limitations. But you are a perfect being, or a perfect person experiencing limitations. The problem why as black people we can't get ourselves out of the current situation that we're in. Watch. We don't know who we are. So watch this. The body lays down and go to sleep every night. Everything that you see in this physical world came from the unseen. We manifested it from the unseen. And we're here to experience. The problem is, you're looking at other people as if they're greater than you, not understanding your greatness.
Not understanding that your imagination thing that you're thinking about, you can experience your own.
There you go.
But we're experiencing everyone else's.
And people that have mastered this and understand it, and they use it for wickedness.
Right.
And then you have people that have mastered it and understand and use it for goodness. But their voices aren't the loudest in the room. It's the ones that's using it for wicked. So when you understand that, man, he did this, but it says you can do all things on earth as it is in heaven. Heaven represents the state of mind of the higher self, the head above the neck, not the one below the belly button. So now you have the ability. Christ says you can do things in remembrance of me, or you can do things as I've done, and even greater. What it's saying is you have the innate ability to manifest all the reality that you want, but because your mind is limited through trauma, you can't see the power of your imagination to the point where you second guess yourself. You say, well, man, maybe I could do it. There's something else saying like, nigga, please, you can't do that. Negro, please. How many times before we start coming into knowledge, you second guess yourself? You tell yourself that you can't do it before it's even done. You call things that's not into existence. But in our communities, we're not able to do that. Right there. In our communities, we're not able to do that because we're constantly talking each other down. And just think about it. How many black men you know can we get black men to come into this room where we drop the ego, we don't try to one-up each other, and we just listen. Right. Sometimes if a brother's holding court, you don't have to go in and say anything. Just listen. Because you never know what he might say that might, you might think, dang, I was thinking about this. And then what it'll tell you was, you weren't just thinking about it. You and this brother was having a conversation 2 years ago in the spirit realm. But at the allotted time, you met him in the physical, and you was able to shut your ego down and hear what he was saying. So now everything is revealed to you in the physical. You saw it already. You already called it into existence, but you can't manifest it because you can't get past your ego. You can't get past your conditioning. You can't shut your mouth.
We got to get past those physical limitations of ourselves, and like I said, our traumas. I got through all those things. You know what I mean? Them traumas and shit, I got through all those.
Yeah. So the black man today is killing each other. The black man today is his worst sinner. The black man today he's his biggest hater, right? So what's stopping the black man from seeing his true vision? Because he doesn't want for his brother what he wants for his son. The things that he has inside him that he tells nobody that he wants to manifest, the Most High already gave it to him. But he can't manifest it because, like I said, I might have had a thought and was walking down the street with you 2 years ago in the dream world, in the spirit realm, right? But we can't never see it in the physical realm because we don't talk.
And another thing we think we need, and as a people, we think we need this all day, right? And when people don't realize, you need this.
Thank you.
You need the knowledge, because knowledge don't take no money. Knowledge don't take no clothes. Knowledge don't take no look, no haircut. Not what you seeing.
All the aesthetics.
It's all here. You could be on the phone with 1,000 people never seen you, and you can get everything you want.
Just think about this.
I mean?
We,
like,
yeah, go ahead.
You don't need that.
Look, we bring the point home. Watch this for the people out there, right? Let me put it together this way. You sat in that midnight hour somewhere alone, brainstorming, trying to figure things out. You even went to sleep. You even daydreamed. The ideas that you had, the universe gave it to you already. But the reason why it's not being manifested in your life, because the Creator sent the people your way for you to actually reveal it and bring it to fruition, but we don't talk. Watch this. You in your own way, because you walking around with headphones on your ear. I don't care what these Negroes are saying. I don't want to talk to nobody. Or all these women is bad. And so now you're still connected to the world. You ask the universe for something, but the universe can't give it to you because you haven't put down the trauma and the pain or released the ego. You haven't released the conditioned ways of the world. So now watch this. This brother might be, the Most High might have sent this brother as the vehicle to help drive me to the my higher self, because I already called on it. And the universe said, okay, I'm going to send the right people in your life. But I can't make it manifest because when I see him, I turn my nose up. Right. I ain't wrong with these. And the universe said, no, that's him. And look, everywhere I turn, I run into you. Right. And we run into each other for 2 years and never speak. Never speak. And then the day we speak, everything just just happen. You like, well, damn, brother. You know, we say, man, I've been seeing you for like 2 years in the gym.
And my name is Emmanuel, mean God be with us.
Oh, man, come on, man. It was Isaiah 52. And it would give birth to a child. His name will be Emmanuel. Come on, man. So watch this. Everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. You are blocking your blessings because your mind, watch this. Your imagination already imagined it. Already brought it there. You already saw the image. You already saw yourself doing it. But it's not in the physical world because you never aligned your imagination up with your thoughts. Your thoughts are still connected to the ways of the world. Your thoughts are still corrupted. So now what you manifest is still the trauma. Watch this. Because those that know the truth, that's wicked, they create a whole spectrum, a whole system of trauma, drama, lie, cheat. So now you're living in that. So it says, greater is he that is in me and not the world. Before you come into the kingdom, you must first renew your mind. So now you have to separate your mind and thoughts from the world in order for you to manifest that reality that you already thought of. You already called it into existence, but you can't bring it to the physical world because in the physical world, you still living in the God.
Say we egos and fear and all those was bubbles, right? Mm-hmm. So the ego, that's you. You got a bubble over you. Now you got to fight through that one bubble. Now your neighborhood, right? Fear. Now that's another bubble over there, right? Once you fight through one, you don't know it's another one. Now it's the world. Boom. You got another one over you. People don't know this invisible glass. They can't even get through this shit because they got to release it.
You gotta let it
You
all
gotta
go.
let it go.
You gotta let it all
Let
go.
it go. Stop blaming it.
And it said,
Don't blame nobody. Let it
said,
go.
What is it? 2 Chronicles 6:17 says, "Come out from amongst them and be ye clean." Now the thing is this: you don't have to look at the Bible as a literal thing.
It's a literal. Yeah,
It's
literal.
you manifesting in reality. It's you manifest. I'm not waiting for nothing to come from the sky to deliver. It's already in me. I manifested
I
Christ.
woke up the day before. I was dreaming last night. Woke up like I want this, I want this, I want that. Woke up and I put my foot forward and said, "This is what I gotta do."
Do you know
Focus.
this conversation we having right now that we manifesting to the world out there right now? When this video go out to the world, it was already done years ago.
Yeah.
We already thought of this topic. Listen, wherever you was at in your thought process of,
Yeah.
man, I need to express some things.
Alright,
You
yeah.
already done it. We met up at the allotted time to bring it to the physical world,
Right.
but we already
We
done
already
it.
done-
Nothing happens. Come on, man. It's already done. Now watch this.
Appreciate you, yeah.
How do we get from 2 brothers to 50 brothers in here?
Right.
No ego.
Right.
Where they just listening and saying, "Dad, you know what? Man, I was thinking about this. Man, brother, I had that idea 2 years
Hey,
ago.
listen.
I never thought I could do it."
Any of your brothers, reach out. Reach out. Drop your info. Drop an email.
Tell 'em what you
because
do.
look, I'm a director. Go to Sweden in 2 weeks. I direct documentaries. I wrote a kids book. It's called When I Grow Up. Like I said, by Emmanuel Sidney. I got a clothing line called Lion Breed, which represents strength, power, leadership, and wisdom. I also got a nonprofit. It's called the Manners Foundation. So my thing is, anything that you manifest is capable, and you can make it happen. Again, you can reach out to my brother right here. I'm always gonna be around. I'm only one call away. Let's get this thing moving, and let's make a change and make something happen.
And what I always tell my brother, man, the imagination, thought, the manifestation, and then at the end is desire. They seek to control your desires, because if they can control your desires, they can control your manifestation. They give you the big booty girls, the cars, the drugs, the everything in the atmosphere that you desire to have. They know this. They know that they can control your desires. They can control your thoughts. They can bend your thoughts. They can if they can control your thoughts, they can control your manifestations and your desires. But one thing that they can't control is your imagination, your ability to pop the images in your mind to see yourself outside of the box that they placed you in. So you have to learn to see yourself outside of the box and know that you're greater than these limitations. You're greater than the lower part of your desires. You're greater than the lower parts of your thoughts. You have to know this. So when you come around other black men, drop the ego. Stop thinking that you're smarter than everybody, because sometimes your blessing is in that brother that's sitting right next to you. Because the Most High sent the blessing in that brother. Because that brother had the same idea that you had, and when you connect the energy, it manifests itself. And it comes, some things that seem so hard come so easy. So that's my talk to you guys, man. Urban Nerds, you know, we Urban Nerds, man. My son, my partner Marvin Burrow, man, I beat these brothers where they at, and I get these brothers to get in front of the camera and talk. Because there's a lot of brothers like my brother right there, man, that he's not really with the camera too much, but he got a lot to talk about. He got a lot to say to y'all. I just connect. See, when I talk to my brothers, I don't talk to their mind, I talk to the spirit. And I say, brother, let's go on there, let's get in the spirit and talk to the people, man. Let's connect spirits. I don't want to talk to your mind, because your mind don't want to talk to me. Your mind don't want to listen to me, but the spirit want to hear what I got to say. Your mind will tell you, oh man, the hell with George, we don't want to hear that. But the spirit want to hear everything that I got to say. So I want to talk to your spirit, and let's change our reality, man. One day at a time. Remember, the Most High has your blessing sitting right next to you. Drop the ego. Take the Walkman out your ear. Drop the attitude. Separate your mind from this world, man, and begin to watch your life change. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.